Hello, dreamers, doers, believers, and achievers, wonderful winners, and powerful people. How are you? I'm Dwayne Shigg, and this is Talk About It. So once again, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what part of the country you're in. Welcome to Talk About It. We thank you for being here. We thank you for watching, and we've got a powerful show today. We've got some young ladies that are making things happen, and I want to introduce them to you. And I thank them for being a part of the show today, and we want to talk to them about what they do and as they help people win. We're talking to women that help people win. First of all, Miss Darlene Burke. She is the director of an organization called 10 Toes In. How are you? And one of the other important things is that she is a fellow Dorsey Don D House.
Yes, I am Dr. Shigg. Yes, proud of it. And also a very proud member of Church One in North Long Beach as well.
There you go. How are you today?
I am awesome. I really thank you for this platform to share the opportunity.
Thank you. Yeah. I thank you. And so we're going to get into all that you do, and we've got some things we want to talk about that are going to help people. And also we have Mrs. Christy Hurd. She is the director of an organization called Smiles for Students. And all the parents said amen.
Yes.
Christy, how are you?
I am wonderful. So honored to be here with you all tonight. We're going to have a good time, good conversation. I'm looking forward to it.
Good conversation. And again, my grandfather says people don't have to do anything. And when they do, you ought to say thank you. So once again, and I said it before we went on the air, and I'm saying it now, and I'll probably be saying it about 4 more times before we close out. But I want to tell you, thank you so much for being part of Talk About It. And you guys are going to do such a great job. It's going to make me look like I know what I'm doing.
You always do, Dr. Shigg.
Okay, that's right.
I appreciate that. Why don't you give us a brief understanding, Darlene, of 10 Toes In? What is that all about? What is the organization?
Excuse me. Well, first and foremost, 10 Toes In, you don't straddle the fence. You got to be all in loyalty. That's what we stand for. And our mission is we are a mentorship and a domestic violence prevention program. We support, we educate, and we empower couples during and after incarceration. And we assist formerly incarcerated men to reassimilate back into society successfully and to help them to maintain a healthy relationship with their partner.
Wow.
So, that goes in a nutshell.
That's a lot.
Yes, sir.
That's a lot.
Yes.
Okay. We got to talk about that because I'm quite sure there's some people watching. She says she does what?
Why would she do that?
Right.
And this is going to sound sexist, but people will be thinking, a woman is doing that because a lot of times you think of programs or mentorship programs that deal with prisoners. You're thinking a dude. I'm sorry. You're thinking of a man. Got to be professional,
right?
But we want to talk about that and why you do what you do. And so, Miss Christy, tell us about Smiles for Students. I love that name.
Oh, thank you.
The names come about. So why don't you, Miss Christy, tell us what you all do, and then tell us also how did that name come about?
Well, Smiles for Students is a nonprofit organization, and what we do is encourage college students who are away from home, 100 miles or more. So it's really hard when these students leave home for the first time. We are just a bridge for them. We are that encouragement. We send handwritten letters. We send encouragement packages. I just started a podcast for them. I send text messages, emails. I get connected with the student. So that is the one part. And we also have another part now under the Smiles for Students umbrella where I am a mentor to high school girls. in our community. So I am a community partner with Moreno Valley Unified School District, and I have students that I meet with on a weekly basis, and I am their mentor. So it's all about relationship with Smiles for Students.
So what happened? Your daughters left and went home, so you had to go find some more kids to take care of?
That part is so funny. Oh my God. It is funny that you say that, because I've always been that mother who was connected to not only my daughters, but all of their friends. Right. So this just happened. God set this whole thing up. It was not even a dream of mine. Right. I'm sitting in an office cubicle and God dropped this into my spirit. Wow. And so, yeah, I love it. We have connected with over 146 students since we started in 2014. Okay. So tell us how that name came about. And then, Darlene, I want you to answer the same question when she finishes. So Smiles for Students, how did that name come about? Smiles for Students. It came about literally when I was working for the County of Riverside, sitting in my cubicle, and I wanted to help the students. One thing about me is I'm always going to smile. No matter how difficult it is, no matter how challenging it is, I believe that a smile can not only change my perspective, but it can change someone else's day and their perspective and their experience. So sitting there just praying about it, talking with my daughter about it, we came up with Smiles for Students, because a smile doesn't mean you don't have hardship, but it means that in spite of it all, you have hope that everything is going to be okay. Yobo says hello to you all. She says, hey there, dreamers and doers. Hey, yo, how you doing, girl? Everybody knows Yobo. There's one in the house.
Everybody knows Yobo.
Right. Yeah. So, darling, the name, 10 Toes In, how did that name come about?
Well, how it came about is, in the hood where I'm from, you have 10 toes down, right? So 10 toes down means it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. But 10 toes in, there was something I used to always say with the same mindset, right? All or nothing, loyal. And I love love. I'm a romantic, right? And so when you are in a relationship, you have to be all in because it's work. It's sacrifice, it's compromise. So whenever you hear the phrase 10 toes in, that means I got you. I'm loyal to you. I'm loyal to this, what we're committed to. So wow. 10 toes in, that's what we represent.
So all the way in terms of helping with domestic violence, helping the incarcerated guys, also all the way in and whatever that entails.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me ask you a question. Now, how did you get or why? I don't know which one. How or why? How did you get started doing this? I mean, I don't know. This was not a dream. I think I want to help incarcerated men one day. How did you get started this?
Well, you know what? This is a trip because as a child, I wanted to always become a criminal defense attorney. I would go down on summer breaks. I would catch the bus downtown and go to the criminal courts building, and I would sit in on adult criminal cases, and I would get the permission from the judge to sit in on juvenile criminal cases. Wow. So I've always had the desire to help in any form when it came to the incarcerated community, right? So let's fast forward years. I actually graduated from UCLA. I wanted to become a lawyer, so I wanted to go to UCLA Law School. But, end up, getting married, having children, buying a house. So that dream was kind of deferred, but it's all good because I have 10 toes in now. But how 10 toes in came about is that I became romantically involved with my best friend of over 30 years. And he was serving a 25 to life sentence in a California prison. And so during our relationship, I was looking for an in-person support group for women like myself, professional women, educated women, women who are about their business, but soldiers for their men. I couldn't find one. So I created those in. So
wait a minute. Don't lose your thought. I just love what you said. I need to hear that. You couldn't find one. Right. So you created one.
So I created.
I love it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I love it. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So we, me and my ex-fiance, as you hear me say ex, February 8th of 2014, A beautiful baby was born 10 toes in. I just started getting together with other women who had partners who were incarcerated. And so that was really cool. Got together, talked about our journey, supported each other, listened to each other. May of 2014, unfortunately, I ended my relationship with my partner.
Okay.
He became emotionally involved with another woman. Okay. And I was like, I can't do this. Of course, he was not happy at the time, but we still remain friends to this day. But when this situation occurred, I was faced with a dilemma. Do I continue to push with 10 toes in, or do I just go back to being a full-time real estate agent at 21, that I've been an agent for 19 years?
Right.
So God put in my spirit, he said, darling, it's not about you. It's about the people that you're going to bless through your pain. Right? So here we stand almost 8 years later with the programs that we have with 10 Toes in, not only helping our brothers who are incarcerated and formerly incarcerated, but also helping their female partners as well.
Oh, I love that. So out of a burden, out of a need.
Out of a need.
I love that. So Miss Christie, same thing, same question. Smiles for Students. What you do is not what she does, and oftentimes people get into a bad place when they start comparing dreams. And dreams aren't in competition with anybody.
Right.
What you do is what you do, and what I do is what I do. But we do it to make a difference. So Smiles for Students. How did that come about? How did you start that?
So, like I said, it was not a dream of mine. I was working for the county of Riverside. My husband was working. We had our children away in college, one at the time. And I am an encourager. God created me to be an encourager. So I'm always going to encourage. And so when our daughter was at school, I used to put these huge boxes together for her. And I would send them all the way to North Carolina. And my husband would laugh and go, babe, you could just give her the money to go buy that stuff. I would say, no, but it's not the same. But in her boxes, I always included letters and gifts for her suite mates, for her friends, the people that I knew she was connected to, because I wanted them to be encouraged as well. I didn't want them to be sitting there, Crystalline open this big old box and they don't have nothing. So I would include them. And so students would just text me like, Mama Christie, thank you so much. I love my earrings. I love my socks. Thank you for thinking about me. And then one day, one of her friends, that was their sophomore year, and his meal plan had been cut off because they had not completed the financial aid for that semester.
Okay.
And he called me and told me I was devastated. Like, how do you stop a kid from eating? I don't care about tuition. Feed the kid, right? So I'm sitting in my cubicle and I'm just brought to tears. I dropped $20 in her account, tell her to give it to him. And I'm crying and I'm like, God, I want to make the difference.
You crying about this kid that you don't even know this kid, right? But you crying about it.
I knew the kid. I knew the kid was one of her friends.
Oh, okay.
Now husband.
Oh, okay.
But at the time they were friends, but I knew his mom was going to take care of everything she needed to. But in the interim, how do you cut the kid's meal plan off?
Right.
So I cried and I was like, God, I want to make a difference. I really was thinking like, God, I want to write the checks. What is it? I want to pay the tuition. I want to pay for the meal plans. And I didn't have any money. And God said, I heard the Holy Spirit say clear as day, use what I gave you.
Ooh.
And I just was like, what?
Come on, Moses. Come on, Moses.
I sat there like, use what you gave me. And I'm looking at my bank account and I'm like, I'm not sure what this means. But just earlier that morning, I had texted a couple of students to say, I'm proud of you. Keep going. You're winning. And their responses back to me were like, Mama Christie, you just don't know. I want to give up. This is so hard. Thank you for thinking about me. Thank you for praying about me. Thank you for reaching out to me. And that's when the Holy Spirit made the connection for me. And I said, you know what? Smiles for Students. I gotta help encourage these kids, because if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. It's not easy. And all they need sometimes is just a little encouragement.
I love that. I love it. So just like Darlene, yours was birthed out of burden and need.
Yes. And the crazy part, just like you, Darlene, when you said at that point, should you stay in it or not? I remember when I started Smiles for Students, a couple of people were negative and said, you know what, you're only doing it because your kids are in school. But once your kids graduate, you're not going to want to do that anymore. Well, mind you, my kids are graduated, married with families, and Smiles for Students is still here making an impact, because it is a ministry.
Right. I've got a question regarding that, and I want to get to it later on, because people will talk like that and, try to drown your dream. Oh, I like that. I'm going to write that down. That just came to me.
Drown your dream.
That's going to be a book.
I'm going to send you guys a free copy of it. Drown your dream. Okay, I like that. I like that. And I tell people all the time, and you guys know this, creativity is not convenient, and it'll pop in whenever. But Ms. Darlene, I want to ask you, I'm asking this of you, but also asking to help somebody that's battling a dream, the birth of a dream. How did you know that this is what you were supposed to do? And I'm asking that to help somebody, so, giving them some way of knowing what it is they were supposed to do. And if you just joined us, this is Talk About, and we're talking to Darlene Burke, director of 10 Toes In, and Christy Hurd of Smiles for Students. And if any of you have any questions that you might want to ask on, if you're watching on my Facebook page, if you're watching on Your Encouragement, if you're watching on any of their pages, you just put the question in the comment section, and we'll do our best to answer it. But Miss Darlene, how did you know this was what you were supposed to do? And in answering that, help somebody when they're battling, should I do this or should I not?
Okay, because it's something that I don't even have to get paid to do it, right? This is the trajectory. I'm turning my passion or my purpose into profit, which means you come in with all of your passion, you come in with everything that you have, because your heart is in the right place, right? And that's what you have to have. I see so many individuals get caught up, because I'm a 501c3 in the reentry community, and there's lots of money, there's lots of ego stroking, it's lots of recognition, but that's not my focus at all. Okay. My focus is edifying I call them my brothers and sisters, even though they're my members of 10 Toes In, but my focus is edifying them. I want society to see what they've done to transform their lives as far as my brothers are concerned, right? So I'll talk a little bit about our programs or whatever later when it's appropriate for your conversation, Dr. Shigg, but for somebody who's wanting to start a 501c3 or who has a dream that they want to come to fruition, number one is the focus. It's the focus. It's the consistency. It's you cannot feel like I have to have popularity, because some of the things that you do might not be popular.
Wow.
10 Toes In is not a popular subject. People are like, why would a woman be with a man who's incarcerated or who is formerly incarcerated? She must have low self-esteem. She's desperate. She don't have anything going on in her life. Why would she do that? She's ostracized by everybody. So to go back to your question, you have to know who you are. You have to know what your purpose is, right? And how you know what your purpose is, because you feel good when you do what you do. I tell people all the time, I don't want to get fired by my boss. My boss is God. He specifically put me in a position as the founder and executive director of 10 Toes In, because he knows not everybody can do this job. Not everybody has the commitment, the tenacity, or the drive or passion to do it. It's not an easy job. Running an organization is not an easy job. So you're going to have to put your boots on and strap them up and get ready because the hustle costs. Trust me when I tell you that. The hustle costs.
They say the dream is free, but the hustle costs. Huh?
The hustle costs. You better believe.
The person with the vision, the dream, if it's something normal, if it's something that's unusual, so the focus has to be, if I'm hearing you correctly, the focus has to be bigger than them. It can't be just money.
Check this out, Dr. Shigg. Listen to me closely. When I put in the paperwork for 10 Toes In to become a 501c3, it is no longer about Darlene. It is Darlene's vision. It is Darlene's baby. But 10 Toes In, the organization, is the community's organization.
Yes. Wow.
Board of directors who are my bosses, so they can fire me. Even though I started 10 Toes In, they can fire me if they feel that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing as the executive director. Okay.
And the passion, you talked about passion, and you talked about doing it even if you didn't get paid for it. So would you say that a way a person is know what they're supposed to do, if I'm hearing you correctly, is that for the most part, it's something they can't help but do. They have to do it.
This is it. I mean, you don't even see anything else. You are straight tunnel vision when it comes to your purpose. People have always said, well, why don't you serve, the LGBTQ community with this, with your relationship? Because that's not my journey. My journey is I was with a man who was incarcerated. I was his female partner, and this is what 10 Toes In was created from. Same thing about formerly incarcerated women. Why don't you serve formerly incarcerated women? Because that's not my focus. And I say that to say people will try to distract you. People will try to make their mission your mission. You have to be a soldier for your purpose. You have to know what you want to do. Because I can't tell you how many people have asked me those questions. And I am very direct, Dr. Shigg. You already know. I have no problem with letting you know where I'm coming from. And when 10 Toes In, this is my baby. This is my baby. So I'm very protective of my baby. I'm very protective who surrounds my baby. I'm very protective of the energy that comes around my baby.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Straightforward. That's who she is. That's who she's always been. She loves you, but if you need to be told off, she'll tell you and still love you.
Yeah, and still love you.
And still love you.
You will see that 35th and Butlong. I know my bishop gonna be laughing when he sees this. You'll see that 35th and Butlong come out. We don't want her to come out. We want Darlene to come out. Real sweet, real understanding. But trust me, if you ruffle my feathers, you're gonna see another part. Right.
That's what my husband says. Don't bring out the South Central.
No. And for those of you who are watching and are not from Southern California, 35th and Butlong is what they call the hood.
The hood, South Central.
South Central. I want to ask you the same question. I just want to read this comment that one of our viewers put on here. Oh, Miss Joy Lewis. She said, 10 Toes In is changing the world with love.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, and so that's from somebody that knows you and knows what you do. And so, Miss Christie, I want to ask you the same question because your journey is different. You're helping people, but you're doing it differently. So, from your perspective, how did you know this is what you were supposed to do, and what could you add to what Darlene said to help somebody know that this is what they're supposed to do? Like, I know what I'm supposed to do, not aside from preaching, but encouraging people, pushing people. That's what I do.
That's what I do. One thing that
you're supposed to be doing.
One thing that Darlene said is that you'll do it even if you're not paid for it. And being a nonprofit, we're not in this for money, okay? Because Smiles for Students, we have sent care packages. We send students lunch money, whatever, when there are no donations coming in. I have taken from our personal money to be a blessing to
Yeah.
these students, you know, to be a blessing, because they're going to get a letter. They're going to get an encouragement package no matter what, okay? No
Right.
matter what. But the other thing is, I think it's important when you have a dream and when you have a vision, I believe God has given that to you. It's not for naught. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's for a purpose and a reason. And sometimes we don't know what it's for. But I always like to say, ask the question, what problem am I solving?
Yes.
What problem am I solving? Because for me, there's a lot of people that have no idea what Smiles for Students is about. When they see it, the name, they think we're into dentistry or something like that. No, seriously, I've gotten stuff in the mail. You know, they're not understanding that it's encouragement for students. It is very important to know what your dream is and be clear about it, because it is true. People will get you off your path. I know I had one person tell me one time, well, you know, you can have a mass number of students and you can do automated letters and this and that. I said, no. That's not what Smiles for Students does. We handwrite each letter. Okay? And if it looks like you writing with your big toe, you can't write a letter for Smiles for Students, okay? Because it's my baby. It's very important to me when they open their letter that they see the care, the detail that has been put into it, crossing the T's and dotting the I's.
It's just a letter. It's just a letter. What you talking about?
No, it's not. It is not just a letter. It is not, because you know what? I pour my heart out in those letters. I handwrite them depending on if you're a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, or a senior. They are specific, you know. And the thing is this, when God gives you the vision, you may not even understand how it is going to come to fruition. You just have to start somewhere. Because I said that with Smiles for Students, I encourage college students. 5 years ago, I got a call into one of the principal's offices in our district, and she told me she needed me. And I said, for what? My kids graduated years ago.
Right.
She said to me, everything you poured into your girls, I've watched you. I need you to pour that into my African-American students. Okay. My African-American girls here. I did not know what that meant. All I was doing was writing letters and encouraging college students. Then it took me into having a district partnership, having to get insurance, having to do this and that, meeting with kids on a regular basis. After the first 3 years, I looked at my husband and I said, I can't even keep my 9 to 5 now because the schools need me. And the crazy part, they weren't even paying me the salary that I was leaving. It had nothing to do with that. But there were students who needed me to impart into their lives, just like some women imparted into my life at my age. So I understand what mentorship is about and why it's key and essential.
Okay. So knowing that it's what you're supposed to do. And another thing I want to say to people that are watching in response to the question, did you see the excitement that both of these ladies had when they answered that question, when they start? And it's interesting, both of you all used the same word. I don't know if it's female thing or what, but both of you use the word, it's my baby.
That's right.
And I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but I'm saying both of you are, and looking at the excitement that's in you when you speak about it. Yes. So that's one of the things that I would say, that how do you know what you're supposed to do? You get excited when people
excited. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Very. And you know what? And Dr. Shigg, you can spit your elevator speech off like this. Somebody asks you about your baby, just boom, 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 boom.
And you telling everybody. You know, I went to see my oncologist today, and the nurse that came in, we just started talking. Come to find out, her son's at San Diego State. I was like, baby, here's my information. Send me your son's information so I can connect with him. You know, I got his major, what year he's in, his name. I got all of that at an appointment.
I like what you
every day I wear my 10 toes in uniform. Okay. I have my 10 toes in mask on. I have my 10 toes in t-shirt. I got different t-shirts that I wear. And that is your marketing. My license plate holder says 10 toes in, 10 toes in.
I like it.
Okay.
I love it.
So everything that I post, as you know, Dr. Shigg, on Facebook, at the end is going to say 10toesin.org. Visit us at 10toesin.org. And the thing about us, when we create our baby, we birth our baby.
Yes, we do.
We're not thinking about it's a business. This is not a business for us.
I love that.
Passion. This is our purpose. So with that said, we don't think about finances. We don't think about compliance. We don't think about all the administrative duties that it takes to run a business. When you say nonprofit, people automatically think you're not supposed to make money. Hogwash. You are supposed to make money.
How you gonna do what you do?
You are. Whether it's going to be community donations, whether it's going to be grants, whether it's going to be contracts, you are supposed to be compensated for your time, your effort, and your energy. But
it's amazing. It's amazing that you're compensated for doing something you love.
Right.
Yes.
Something you're passionate about. How many times have we sat at a desk or worked for someone and hated our jobs?
Right.
I absolutely love what I do. I get to go back on campuses on Thursday, and I almost can't sleep thinking about it. You know, I'm like the kid on Christmas.
I'm looking at both of you and the excitement, and when you do what you love, you do what your purpose. And as you said, Miss Christie, you tell everybody, and it's something that, and Darlene, you said it. You've got your speech. You can tell it, just like that, and it comes out Saturday. This past Saturday, I had a book signing, and Miss Christie, thank you for coming. It was in Moreno Valley, and there was this young kid there who he was 10 years old, and he and his little. He's 10, and he and his little brother wrote a book.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so I was talking to him, and shooting some video, and then he started talking about the book and different things of that nature. And then the encourager and the instructor in me came out, and so told him, okay, when I teach writers, I have what I call the 3 T's: give a title, a topic, and a tease. And then they had everybody read some of their book. And so he was up on the stage, and I'm like 10, 15 feet away, and he's talking about the book. But then he's going through every page, and he's going to tell everything. So I hurriedly get over to his mother and tell her, don't let him read everything. So my point being, when it's something that you love, it comes out of you. I don't know this kid.
Yeah.
And I'm doing I have a program called Talking Books, where I interview writers, and I normally charge for that, but I'm doing this kid's for free.
Awesome.
Like you all said, it's not about money. Money is a result of it, but it's not the reason for it.
Right. That's good.
That's it. And when you lose sight of that, that's where the problems start.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But you have to continue with how you started. And it's easy to change. It's so easy to change, because people want that recognition. People start seeing these dollar signs. People want that ego stroke, and it's unfortunate because staying focused, staying humble is the key, especially working in the nonprofit industry or sector.
Absolutely.
Right. One of my regular viewers, she's participated in my show, this show, and the other show, Stephanie Gunn Fletcher. She says, I love this. All so true. I am on fire. Bless you all. I want to take a break right quick. We're going to come back, but if you just got here, this is Talk About It, and we're talking to the director of 10 Toes In, Miss Darlene Burke, and the director of Smiles for Students, Miss Christie Hurd. And Talk About It is brought to you in part by my latest book. It's called Encouragements for Tough Times, And I say encouragement because I tell people sometimes you need a breath mint, sometimes you need an encouragement.
Yes.
One's for your mouth and one's for your mind. And so this book is filled with motivating messages. One chapter called Dealing with Difficulties. There's a lesson in here called Habits That Make Things Happen. And there's another lesson in here called I Can't Sing. And what that's about, when we get in trouble, we start thinking about all the stuff that we cannot do. I certainly cannot sing. I sing to my wife. She likes it, not because it sounds good, but after 39 years, she's still in love with me. And so
because you ain't gonna stop singing. That's
I ain't gonna stop singing. So, but I can do other things. And the focus is because you can't do one thing doesn't mean you can't do another thing. And so the book is filled with motivating messages. And each chapter starts with an encouragement quote, an original encouragement quote, like the one on page 25. It says, be directed by destination and not frozen in frustration.
I love it.
You get your copy of Encouragement for Tough Time. You go to Amazon.com. If you can't remember the name of the book or anything, just go into the right-hand corner of the browser. All you have to do is put in my last name, Shigg. You won't get confused because there's only 3 writers on all of Amazon, me, my brother, and my cousin. So you don't have to worry about getting lost. And I even that's the truth. That's the truth. If you go to Amazon and put in Shigg, there's only going to be 3 writers in there with that name, and they're all in my family. Me, my brother, my cousin.
That's what I'm talking about.
So do that. Get your copy of Encouragements for Tough Times. And if you have a book or business or a product or service that you want the world to know about, consider being a sponsor of the show. So contact us at drshigg@gmail.com, drshigg@gmail.com, and we'll let you know how you can do that. Talk about it. We're talking to Darlene Burke of 10 Toes In and Christy Hurd, Smiles for Students. I want to ask a question. Because as we go after our goals, live our dreams, life doesn't stop just because you got a dream. Life doesn't stop just because you have a vision. So I want to ask you, how do you keep going when life happens? You know, life happens. How do you keep going with the vision part? How do you keep going with what God gave you when life happens? Let me read this comment. Someone watching said, good evening, y'all. I'm excited hearing how excited you all are. It's contagious and uplifting. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I want to start with you, Darlene, and then I'll go with Miss Christy. Life doesn't care that you have a dream. So when life happens, how do you keep going with 10 Toes In? How do you keep going with encouraging other people when life has happened, in whatever form that happens?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a God-fearing woman, right?
Okay.
So God has placed me in this position for a reason. I don't want to disappoint him. I said that before. I don't want to get fired from this position. So whatever I have to do to make it happen is going to happen. There are a lot of times, you know, being a nonprofit executive director, it's a thankless job. You know,
Right.
Your heart is to help people, but rarely do you get the appreciation, right? But
Right.
you can't stay focused on that. You have to focus on.
It sounds like a pastor's job.
I'm telling you, you have to stay focused on your purpose, what you are supposed to do with your passion. And that's what I do. You know, I post on social media, I email, I do this. I may not even get the response that I want, but what I have to remember is whenever I post, somebody's reading that. Somebody's always watching. So
Right.
you can be a good role model or you can be a not so good role model. I choose to be on the good side. And I get up every morning with a mission, right? I get up every morning knowing that with 10 Toes In, this is my baby. I have to nurture it. And whatever it takes to nurture it, we got to make it happen. Whether I'm sick, whether I'm frustrated, whatever the situation is, it's not about me. I have to take Darlene Burke out the equation and stay focused on 10 Toes In.
So staying focused, recognizing it's bigger than you. Same question, Miss Christy. You know, like I said, life doesn't care that you have a dream. So when life happens in all the variety of ways that it can happen, how do you keep going?
Well, I keep going because I just got to keep going. You know, life happened big for us last year in 2020. Everyone was affected by COVID, but I had a double whammy. because I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And then 3 days after my diagnosis, my husband was fired from his job. So life happened in a huge way last year. And we no longer had our income, but God is so good because he created me to be an encourager. So what I did when it happened, when I was diagnosed, one of the first things I did was I met with my students. And I don't have 5 or 10 students. I work with over 200 girls.
Right.
Okay. So one of my schools, I called a big meeting, and I had to tell them what I was up against, what was going on. And I said, you know what? Miss Christie is still going to be here for you, no matter what, because you matter to me. I treat my students like they're my babies. And just as a parent, when we're sick, when we're not feeling well, when things aren't going well, we don't have money in the bank, don't we keep going? That's the thing that we've instilled in our children. They see that we keep going. Okay. So because we were in COVID and we were all isolated in our homes, all of my meetings were on Zoom with my students. And so guess what? Miss Christie showed up, bald head and all, no eyebrows, no eyelashes, no nothing. And I still offered encouragement. And the beautiful thing about it was I was offering them encouragement, but they were in turn encouraging me. Yeah. So how do I keep going? I keep going because I realize it's bigger than me. God knows everything I'm going to come against. He knows the beginning from the end. He knows what he's called me to, and he knows what he's going to put me through. But he has equipped me for this. Do this no matter what. And I stand on the scripture that says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I am grateful because even last year I worked a lot from my bed. Guess what? Who would have known in 2021 we would have the technology that we have? Right. I could still work from my bed, from a cell phone, from a computer. So you can't let anything stop you. Life happens. And I think the other thing about that is when we keep going, it encourages the other person to keep going, because life is going to happen. And the Bible tells us that trials and tribulations are going to come. But how do we persevere through that? How does it look when life happens for us to keep pressing forward? Sometimes it's for you to just tell people, you know what, I'm struggling. So I'm standing. It's difficult, but I'm still here. And so you cannot give up when God has given you a commission, a purpose, a dream, an assignment, because no one else can fulfill your assignment but you.
See, now I got another chapter to that book. Drown your dreams, but struggling, but still standing. See, I'm gonna have to give you guys co-writers.
Struggling, but still standing.
Oh, I love it. Yes. I love it. And Darlene, you said it earlier about staying focused when other people try to shift your dreams, but staying focused when life happens.
Life happens.
You talked about that, staying focused, and I guess understanding how important it is. And you use the word, you use the illustration of birthing. So when you give birth to something, the fact that life happens doesn't negate. My son is 45 years old. And so when the lights go out, if the lights go out here and he needs something, he lives in Pasadena. The fact that the lights are out here ain't gonna stop me from going to Pasadena.
That part.
So, and I love that. So that helps you stay focused. So that helps you. That helps the person get through. I want to ask you all, because I'm running out of time, and I want to ask you for forgiveness, because I told you I was only going to keep you 40 minutes, and that was over 5 minutes ago. And so I want to ask one more question, 1 or 2 more questions, then I'm going to let you all go, and I appreciate it. I want to ask each of you, give me, because I know you have many, but I want people to know what you all do. So give me a success story from from 10 Toes In and from Smiles for Students. Darlene, give me a success story.
I'm gonna give you a success story, but I'm gonna premise it on our programs really quick, Dr. Shigg.
Please do,
So
please
the
do.
programs that 10 Toes In offers, we have our mentorship support group that meets once a month for formerly incarcerated men. This is a safe space for our brothers to come to and talk about their reentry journey, right? So that's one of our mentors, that's one of our programs. And these men are, I would say, 85% to 90% are lifers. So they were supposed to spend the rest of their lives in prison, but they are now home, not only home, but they are home, they are successful, and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and making Mama Bear very proud. Okay? And 85% of them are gainfully employed or own their own businesses.
Wow.
Okay? So very proud of them. That's our first program. Then we have our sister support program that meets in person, like our mentorship support group. These sisters are profound. They are professional. They're educated. Some have their doctorate degrees, and they're soldiers for their men. We create a safe space for them to come to. We celebrate birthdays. We feed them. And it is a wonderful connection with women who are like-minded and who actually care for each other. Then we have our couple support group that meets once a month. I'm sorry, we have a virtual sister support group that meets once a month. And those sisters come from Belize, Central America, to Louisiana, to Washington State. So we're all in one space virtually on Zoom. Then we have our couple support group meeting. That's once a month in person and on Zoom. And
is that the one that you used to do in Torrance?
No.
Okay, so I remember one of the ones I came to.
Okay, yeah, so that was the empowerment event, so it's totally different than the support.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay,
so we were doing that. We're going to hope to do that again.
Okay,
we have our couple support group, and that's for formerly incarcerated men and their female partners. So we get together once a month, and we talk about the challenges that they're going through in their relationships. Right.
Okay.
So those are our community organization support groups. Then we have our intimate relationships curriculum 101 that we teach throughout the state of California at different men's prisons.
Wow.
So from San Quentin State Prison to Lancaster State Prison, teaching our brothers behind the wall how to be in healthy relationships and how to prepare for a successful reentry. And I want to give a shout out to my bishop and your bishop, Bishop William Todd Irvin, for coming to the prisons and talking to our brothers during our spiritual day. So
forever, Bishop.
Yes. Okay, so those are the programs that we have. Now, our success story, we have our brother Ray Ford, who did 31 years on a life sentence for killing the rapist of his children's mother. Okay, so he went to prison. He received a 25-year life sentence. So while incarcerated, his best friend's wife wanted her friend to meet Ray. This lady, Miss Bertha, said, "Why would I date somebody or become a pen pal to somebody who's in prison? You know, she was in the military. She traveled all over the world. She met all kind of men." Fast forward, they've been married for 25 years. Wow. Not only have they been married for 25 years, but they own and operate 7 transitional homes in Los Angeles.
Wow. That's awesome.
So the people he was incarcerated with, he housed them, and now some of them are his managers for his house.
Look at God.
That is awesome.
Powerful. That is powerful. Miss Darlene. Wow. I want you to have your turn, Christy, but I want to read, there's a comment from I'm not going to give her whole name. Her first name is Sheila. She says, "Thank you. I needed this tonight." Oh. So you all are doing great work. And one of your friends, Latanya, Miss Christy, wanted you to know that she was here supporting what you're doing. And just so many people that are appreciative of what you all are doing. That's a success story.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So the people you're watching talk about it. These ministries, these are women, as the title of tonight's program said, they're women helping others win. She's helping all of these gentlemen win, and the couples with the different programs. And that is powerful. That is powerful. Give me a success story, Miss Christie.
Oh my God, like you said, we have so many, but I have to use this one. One of my students, Kanisha Jackson, I want to use her as a success story because I told you in the beginning, Smiles for Students is about relationship. It's about creating relationship. And Kanisha Jackson grew up in Moreno Valley. I met her through one of my mentorship programs, and she graduated from high school 2 years ago. What was different about her is you're talking about a young lady who does not have parents.
Okay.
And so for her to go away to college, that was a huge leap of faith.
Definitely.
It took her principal, teachers, Smiles for Students. We all partnered with her to help get her to school. But the reason she's a success story is she's still in school right now. But this is what she was able to do. When COVID happened last year, she was displaced because she did not have the mother and father to go home to.
Okay.
She only had a brother who was out of state. So she was able to go live with him for a while, but he was living with somebody. This baby got 2 jobs, got an apartment, did what she had to do to pay off the loan she had because financial aid didn't give her everything she needed. How do you not give a child that doesn't have parents everything they need? But she had a balance. So Smiles for Students, what we did, we partnered with Kanisha. There was times where it was just 10, 11 o'clock at night where she would call me because it was difficult, because it was hard. There were times when I sent her money to Uber to get back and forth to her 2 jobs. This baby did what she had to do. She put her big girl pants on and she paid off the loans. She got back on campus at Alabama State University.
With God.
A job on campus. She completed financial aid. And this year, she is a student back on campus. And when I tell you focus and killing it, I am just honored to be part of her village and to be there to support her.
Oh, that is a great success story. Yes. I like the comment. Someone just put in the comment, encouragement is a blessing to those who are wondering what if. Who are wondering if.
That's good. Yes.
So, to those who are wondering if I can, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Dr. Shigg, can I say one more thing?
Yes, please.
We have a 1% recidivism rate, meaning out of all the brothers that we have serviced that are a part of 10 Toes In, 1% has gone back.
That's excellent.
That is powerful. That is powerful.
To be doing.
So you're doing something right.
We're doing our best.
Yeah.
That's all I can tell you.
And you know what? You know what it is, though? You believe in them.
Yes, absolutely.
You believe in them. You're partnering with them. You're giving them hope.
Absolutely.
And that's all that some of them need.
When I go inside of the prisons, I tell our brothers, I don't care if you have a life without the possibility of parole. I don't care if you have 80 years, you are coming home, so start preparing yourself.
Yes, that's it.
And half of my first graduating class at Avenal State Prison are not only home, but they're involved with 10 Toes In.
That's awesome.
That is powerful.
Holistic.
That is awesome.
Well, you all are doing great work. The title of this program, Women Helping Others Win, you all are doing that in a mighty way, in a powerful way. In the old television shows, sometimes like on Batman, the old television Batman show, when they would be fighting, they'd have a caption to come up and say, bang, pow, zoom.
Right.
Think about you guys. What you guys are doing, bang, pow, zoom. You guys are killing it.
To God be the glory.
And I am just blessed that you all took some time to come and be on our show to talk about it. I want to give you all some time, last couple of minutes before we close out. I want to give you a chance to talk about, promote what you do, how people can get in touch with you, how they can partner with you, how they can help you. Miss Darlene, go tell the people about how they can contact you if they want to help, if they need your help, how they can get in touch with you.
Okay, so we're looking for volunteers, we're looking for donations, we're looking for all the above. You can contact us via our website, which is tentoesin, tentoesin.org, or you can give us a call at 310-612-3977. But I definitely suggest that you go to our website because you'll see testimonials, you'll see all the programs, and you'll get a better understanding of what Ten Toes In represents.
Give us the website one more time.
It's tentoesin.org.
And I love the people watching. Miss Darlene, I told you she'll cut you, but then love you. When I first made the flyer, I put the wrong name on there. I put the number 10 and the letter 10, and she just so nicely corrected me.
Well, if you don't know, you don't know, Dr.
You don't know, right?
Right. People get real mad. What you do that for? But she just corrected me straightforward. But she did it in love. It was just so nice and professional. And I just want to love the way she did that. You all are talking while you guys were telling your stories on my personal Facebook page, not your encouragement, but Dwayne Shigg. You guys are just getting hearts and all them other thumbs up and emojis all over the place. So you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Chris, tell us how people can get in touch with you, how they can help you. People want you to help their students, or people want to get in touch with you because they want to help or contribute. Tell them how they can do all that.
Well, all you got to do is visit our website. It's smilesforstudents.org. That's SMILESFOR students with an S.org. And go onto the website. You can donate there. You can read a few testimonials on there. And if you have a child or you know a child who is away from home, you can even sign them up for Smiles for Students on the website. And you can send us an email there. You can also send us an email at smilesforstudents2014@gmail.com. And if you're looking for a speaker, if you're looking for something, a mentor program, or you need someone to impart into your young people, hey, give us a call. I work really good with high school and young adults.
Okay. All right.
We're actually going to be starting a young adult community group here in Moreno Valley in the new year to help those girls who are transitioning from high school into young adulthood, because there's a disconnect there. So Smiles for Students is here. All you got to do is visit our website. We would love to partner with you. We would love to be part of your child's village.
Now, Smiles for Students itself, is that for guys and girls?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Smiles for Students is for young men and young ladies who are 100 miles or more away from college, from home. They can be in undergrad, graduate school, medical school, law school. It doesn't even matter. We have students who have transitioned from undergrad to graduate school, and we stay connected to them the entire time.
Okay. Sounds like a winner. And if you need someone to come and speak to your group, your organization about any of these subjects, both of these ladies will be great at it. So if you need someone that's dealing with what Darlene deals with, you need a speaker, contact her. She can come and she will set the place on fire. And the same thing for Miss Christie. But I want you to know, when you hire them, when you have them come, they're going to kill it, and they just might take you to church, okay?
But we're probably going to take you to church at some point. That's a given.
Everybody's going to take you to church. But doing a great job, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Miss Darlene, God bless you and everything you're doing, love. Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Shigg.
No problem. I need you all to hang on for just one moment. You've been watching Talk About It. We've been talking to women who are helping others win. Darlene Burks from 10 Toes In and Christy Hurd from Smiles for Students. And I thank them. I thank you for watching, because as I said in my promos, they are doing great things and you need to know about it. That's why we are going to talk about it. Again, my book, Encouragement for Tough Times. You can get your copy. And if you want to follow us, I have a video, the encouragement video that I do every Monday and every Saturday. You can find them on LinkedIn at Encourage Man, the letter N, Courage Man. You can follow me on Instagram, Encourage Man, the letter N, Courage Man. And then also you can see my videos and other shows on YouTube, Dwayne E. Shigg. Talk about it, Dwayne E. Shigg, encouragement. You won't get lost. I'm the only Dwayne Shigg on YouTube, Amazon, and Facebook, so you won't get lost. And so, but you can follow us there at Encourage Man at YouTube, and also on Facebook. My name, Dwayne Shigg, or Your Encouragement, MINT. I want to thank all of you for watching. Thank you for being with us. And as always, I want you to remember that, yes, I know times are tough, but guess what? You are too. And the dream is doable. Go get it. Stay encouraged. Be blessed. Thank you so much.